Hi, everyone. For this week, for the discussion, I chose the topic of when did World War II really begin? This course is designed, or this lecture is designed for an upper level undergrad, specifically in a modern world history course. And let's get right into it. So the first event, the traditional start of World War II is September 1st, 1939, and it's with the Soviet and Nazi invasion of Poland. Part of it is the non-aggression pact between Stalin and Hitler. The other thing is that they want Poland because originally it was part of the Soviet Union and Germany from World War One. Because of the invasion of Germany, it triggers the alliances to activate, essentially. Britain and France declare war on Germany. As a result, Italy declares a war on Britain and France, and Japan gets thrown into the mix as well because the Axis powers have had their alliance formally going. It's important to note that the United States is not yet directly involved in the war. When I say directly, I mean they're not contributing troops. They do end up contributing war material to Britain and France. The other thing too is that Britain and France do not declare war on the Soviet Union, which raises questions as to why. One can only speculate, and that's for another lecture. Most historians agree with the September 1st date for the official start of World War One, or World War II, sorry. However, in July 1937, there is the Second Sino-Japanese War. And it starts with a Marco Polo bridge incident where they end up fighting over a bridge for 3 days. And it gets bloody. This war gets bloody. Up until this point, Japan is on a conquest of conquering Asia. They've already conquered Korea, and now they're in China, trying to conquer China. So it begs the question, if we're truly considering this to be a world war, why are we not considering Asia as well as Europe? Just to highlight some of the relatability between the two, on December 13th, 1937, this actually happens over a couple of months, but this is the main battle. It's the rape of Nanjing. And during this point, the Japanese say, hey, to the city of Nanjing, surrender or else you have 24 hours. Nanjing says no. And basically the Japanese kill all the men and rape all the women and enslave everybody else who's survived. Its brutality is expressed in order to align with that of the brutality in Europe. You know, we often hear about the Holocaust. We often hear about the Katyn massacre or the Katyn Forest massacre. That same brutality is still going on in Asia during this time or just before this time. Okay. It's very concerning that historians haven't considered this as a world war or part of the World War. And it begs the question of, is the start of World War II Eurocentric, and then Asia plays a secondary part of the war, especially after the United States gets involved in 1941. So we could even argue World War II started earlier in 1931 with the Japanese invasion of Manchuria, which is a northern part of China, or modern day China. Okay. And when they invade Manchuria, the League of Nations fails. It was already on shaky ground when it was founded in the 1920s with the Treaty of Versailles, and there is no international response. The international order just collapses, and there's no collective security anymore. This causes issues, and it really makes it evident that a war is on the horizon, especially if some of these people like Hitler see this and say, hey, the international world's not doing anything. Might as well just do it. Okay. The other thing is 1935 to 1936. Between these 1935 to 1936, you have the Italian invasion of Ethiopia. So the last independent nation of Africa. They were able to resist the second wave of imperialism in the 1800s, and now they're conquered by Mussolini and his army. Now, people argue, okay, was this part of imperialism? Because Ethiopia wasn't a territory of the Europeans. Or was this part of World War II? Another caveat is the Nazi invasion of the Rhineland. Under the Treaty of Versailles, French and British troops were supposed to be stationed in the Rhineland, which is the industrial heart of Germany during World War I, to protect it and to receive reparations from it as a payment for World War I, for German involvement, German blame for World War I. However, because of the Great Depression, they don't have troops there anymore, and the Nazis were able to take it without a fight, pretty much. So this begs the question, does choosing 1939 as the start date minimize non-European suffering? So while Europe is a lot of what is covered in history books, especially just September 1st, 1939, does it take place over Japanese aggression? I've already shown an example of the brutality. The brutality existed in the Pacific just as much as it existed in the European theater. One caveat is the Holocaust. The Holocaust only happened in the European theater. It did not happen in the Asian theater. There was no mass extermination based on race or religious background, where in Europe it did. There were massacres in both. Like I said, the Katyn massacre, the Nanjing massacre. But where is the balance between the two areas? And who gets to center history? Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed.